You could think that you running shit, but you really not, cause I run them up. Thinking you fucking with me? Well, prove it then, let's run it up. That metal on me, I keep it tucked. If I unload, just know you fuck no competition. You know what's up if I open up every single one. Engage. Knuckle up, you gon' get laced.
Hello, everybody, hello, and welcome to We Synced It. Yes, it is a weekly podcast that focuses on all the movies, TV, and the entertainment in between. I am one of your hosts, Pat.
And this is Kev, and we are joined by a special guest today. Today we've got recording artist Mike Drop. Welcome.
What's up, guys? Appreciate you guys having me on. This should be fun.
What's going on, Mike, man? It is a pleasure to have you on the podcast, man. Dude, so I found out from Kevin that, you performed at Megacon
Yes,
last week.
The infamous Megacon 2022. Yeah, I did.
So how'd that go for you, man?
Man, it was rough. It went fine on stage, outside of a couple things. We kind of touched on it, but
Let's build the story. Let's build a story from you, like getting there. Like, how was your experience getting there? Because this was like the most packed Megacon that they've ever had before.
All right, so
and you were performing, so that must have been like a lot of weight.
So I got us in last second, literally last second, like a couple weeks before, or maybe it was on time, but last second as far as them choosing artists.
Oh, okay.
Because they just weren't responding. Finally got it. I guess I didn't CC people in emails, so it was a shit show as far as like talking to the guy running it, who was eating shit the whole time, talking to the stage woman, who's awesome, shout out Katie. Finally got our hotels booked. Get there, they only booked us one room instead of two. There's four of us. Two of us are very large guys, me and my brother. You know how that feels. You ever had to bunk with a brother who's bigger than you?
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother's younger than me and bigger than me. It's not fun. Shout out Justin. But we that was already starting it off kind of ass. Then when we got there, it was cool. It's just like the crowd was ready. We were in front of we were on the main stage in front of a couple hundred people. Had them perfectly fine, and then the signal dropped and the wireless mics didn't work.
Which was like the biggest complaint, I think, out of everyone who attended Megacon, was that there was no signal, and if there was any type of Wi-Fi available, it was the exhibitor Wi-Fi, which was like $70 or $80. Pat and I have been to plenty of conventions. We go to Miami Hero Hype. We've been to SuperCon. We've been to Megacon. We've been to lots of different cons.
Been to that HintaCon that was at Revolution.
We went to a HantiCon, yeah. And very rarely do we
Kirby,
see KirbyCon. Very rarely do we see hip-hop artists performing. How'd you get into that scene?
Dude, it's crazy. I mentioned to you guys, I performed my boy Zerk. Shout out Zerk. And Leoshi El Maduro, I just call him by his name. His name's Joel. He's our stage guy. He's plays a good bass. He's actually a bassist who shreds the guitar, and it pisses me off every time he says I'm not a guitarist, because he literally makes love to. Like, I have a running joke where I tell people on stage, I'm like, I just perform to listen to him. I do this just so he can come. But he's a monster, and Zerk that's my dog. He's the one that got me onto like music in general. Yeah, man, it was just a matter of contacting people, because they normally don't want to do hip hop, or if they do, it's like an after party, or somebody else has to throw a random after party. Even at were you guys at Megacon?
Yeah.
So you saw the after parties where like rhythm and bass, or like headbanging, things like that, or they were themed like disco, 90s night, but it wasn't anything where like they really had people performing. It's just a DJ spinning songs. And I have a couple homies like the Degenerate Bacchus. I don't know if you've seen them guys. I don't know, they're guys that they're in maid suits regularly. They do headbanging, they do things like that. Even they have issues getting onto cons sometimes.
You would think that like cons would want to get like hip hop artists, or heavy metal artists, or anything like that, because like just being a person who goes to cons, you're part of the obscure part of like society. You know what I mean? You're like, you're not the normals. You're not the normies. You're weird in a way. So you would like think that they will welcome weirdness and things that are different. Like, hey, yeah, you do hip hop? Yo, we got you. You do heavy? dog, we got you too. Anything, whatever you do, anything like experimental, we got you too. You want to perform, you got 5 minutes. Do whatever you want for 5 minutes.
I think part of it is the people that are running these types of events are not really part of the world and don't understand that this is a community that listens to anything, that watches anything that seems popular. Like, they don't understand that. They think, okay, so we got a bunch of cosplayers in a room. What's something nerdy we can play, or what's popular in Japanese anime? It's like, but it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that. And I think that's what happens is you have people that don't understand the fan base, and that's what happens when you see a lack of artists.
So it's funny that you mentioned that, because that's actually what I was going to get to. Biggest thing that I've seen is that they want, I mean, at the end of the day, most conventions are cash grabs. Let's be real.
Yeah.
The big conventions are cash grabs. It's a business. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're not doing is putting back into the community, like, as far as music, I make regular music. I make nerdy music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the song that came on was a Rock Lee, Guy Sensei, 8-Gate song, Naruto. And what I've realized is that they're more worried about putting on cover bands, and getting cover bands, or getting the biggest name. And if you can afford the biggest name, completely understand that. San Japan, for example, they're in San Antonio. I was just talking with them about performing for us, and they told me, the guy told me straight up, he's cool as hell, very honest. I appreciated it. He's like, look, honestly, on our main stage, we only have room for 3 people. And we typically reserve it for international artists or for YouTube subscribers that have more than 1 million views. And it's like, okay, so that eliminates like 97%, which is cool. But then they also say, but we do have a stage where, we pick from the group of 50, 60 artists that apply, and we give them time to, be on the stage and at least get some time at a side stage at the con, which I think is cool, because it's like, all right, at least you're being real. Look, honestly, these are our cash grabs. This is who we have to bring in.
Yeah.
But we're still going to give you a spot to do your thing. There's places like SuperCon. I don't think I've ever seen anybody perform at a SuperCon.
No.
And my boy's trying to get a panel right now. He's trying to see if he can get a panel in there so we can perform as a panel. But I hate having to perform as a panel, because then it's like you have to give them guidelines. Oh, what's your age limit? What are you doing? What type of performance? Do you have examples of performances? Then they want to know how many people you can draw into a panel. And it's like, well, if you throw me on the stage, I don't have to worry about drawing people, because people come to music.
Yeah.
Megacon, dude, we sat there and there was already 200 people straight up there. 200-300 people just sitting there.
Where'd you guys perform at Megacon?
The main stage by the reentry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was like, I've come to realize that you have to ask, because with the convention scene, because 9 times out of 10, unless they're run by minorities, they're not gonna give a flying fuck. MomoCon, they just had a whole mess of Nerdcore artists have their own concert for a couple hours, and dudes just did a song or two each, a couple songs, and straight up missed it. I'm so mad I missed it, but we had a booking down here in Fort Lauderdale. Nerdcore PartyCon. They're literally a concert. That's what it is. It's a con. I don't know if you guys want to try to check that out.
Yeah, I might want to. You said Nerdcore? I remember there was a documentary on Nerdcore,
Yeah, but
10 years ago, maybe?
That was Nerdcore before it was about music and it was about nerdy things.
Oh, okay.
I'll touch on that right now too. The PartyCon, it's like, it's a convention technically, but it's really just a huge concert celebrating artists in that genre.
Nice.
So there's dudes that you probably never heard of. This Daddy Fat Snaps, Fable. These are dudes.
They're all local.
Nah, these are dudes all across the world.
Oh,
Rustage is from the UK. DPS, if I'm not mistaken, is in New York. Fable somewhere up north. They're gonna have Dan Bull. He's another international dude. My boy None Like Joshua was supposed to be there. Long story. He's local. Well, he's local to Florida. But there's a bunch of artists that are gonna be there, and it's literally just a showcase of nerdcore music. It's probably, I don't know who runs it, but I've realized that it's either they have to be in it, like you said, they don't know,
They don't
outside of their own bubble and what conventions go on, or they have to be a minority, because typically minorities are the ones that like hip hop and that will give you a chance at DreamCon. I'm waiting on them to respond to me because they said they were gonna respond after May. I might perform at DreamCon, and that was unexpected. Definitely unexpected. They're run by RDC.
Is that the one that's in
Texas?
Texas. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Dragon Con. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, DreamCon, Dragon Con.
Well, Dragon Con typically has rock music.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Unless you're,
that is shocking because it's in Atlanta, so I'm thinking that.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I'm thinking that it's a given that it's gonna be hip hop.
Unless you're big, like really big.
Yeah.
Or an OG, like Megacon. They normally don't hit you up. It's normally, and this is off of my boy Zerk, and he's been doing scenes like commentary for gaming, things like that. If I showed you a picture of how many con badges he has,
Yeah.
shitload. So he's a vet in this, and he's the one that told me, they typically do more rock music, which is weird.
What
because it's
if
Atlanta.
you like? Now your music is good, man, but is there any way that you could make it like a Linkin Park kind of vibe?
I have a song like that.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of like rock, rap, kind of a Zilla Kami type song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you chameleon your way into Dragon Con by doing something like that? Or no? They'll spot you from a mile away.
It's possible. I mean, to be honest with you, I kind of mentioned it. I don't like doing one style. Like I could sit in a pocket and do it, and I could do that, and I'll be good at that pocket. Or I could, expand, try to have fun with it, try to do different things. The song that's coming out next week, that's completely different from everything I have there. It's more melodic, more singing. You literally hear me in the back with like back vocals hitting high
Are you
notes.
singing too?
I know just enough.
I think everybody can sing, man.
Yeah.
I really believe that everybody can sing. Everybody can hold a note. Or everybody got their own
So you
song.
hit up karaoke bars, bro?
No,
Is there something you want to tell us?
I'm not A&R. I'm not over here going to karaoke bars being like, yo, you can sing, bro. But I'm just saying that I feel like everybody can sing. I'm not saying that it's great, but I feel like everybody sings in the shower, right?
It's true.
They kill it in the shower.
Well,
so
I'll explain why though. They kill it in the shower because you have natural reverb, so it automatically sounds like it's more filled. So that's why everyone, no matter who it is, they're gonna sound good in the shower. Chilling.
So what started your journey into music? Like what influenced you, and what made you say like, all right, this is it. This is what I want to do.
So as far as music, actually I do remember what it was. I'll touch it later. As far as music, I started out freestyling. Actually, I used to go to church a lot.
in church.
Yeah, so I have my old youth pastor. Shout out Randy. We went on like a camping retreat or something like that, and obviously it's like 4 dudes and camping, and he's like, "Yo, you guys want to freestyle?" I'm like, "I've never freestyle, bro." It's like, why not, man? I mean, I used to do it with my brother all the time. His brother's like worked with Knife Wonder and things like that, so it's legit. And they used to do it just flipping the channels. So I tried it, sucked terribly. I was so terrible. And then I just spent a summer bored, and we would freestyle every once in a while, but I spent a summer bored, couldn't sleep, and I just started putting on beats. Got pretty decent at it, and then I was like, all right, let me try something new. Saw King Los, saw him freestyle. I was like, all right, bet. So I, saw that he was like, oh, throw words at me. So that was my next thing. I was like, all right, let me have people throw words at me. Got that down pat. All right, cool. I was like, all right, what's next? He did a 5 Fingers of Death, transitioning between 5 different beats. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try that. Took me a month, but I got through that. So now it's at a point where I can freestyle about anything, like on the spot. It's cake. I do it at shows.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, I do it at
Well,
shows.
shit, man. Maybe we should give you a beat so you can freestyle later on. It's up to you, though. I mean, I'm not gonna pressure you into anything. You know what I mean? Because
I don't mind.
this is 2022. You know what I'm saying? I ain't pressuring anybody into anything. You know what I'm saying?
I don't mind. It
Maybe
wouldn't
we
be
can do
my
that a
first
little
time.
later. But yeah, man, that's fucking dope, man.
But thanks.
You see, you took it. When I was asked to freestyle once, I was so rubbish that I was just like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm never gonna do this shit again.
It broke your spirit,
yeah,
but
it
you still
broke-
do it in the shower?
Yeah, I mean, everybody do it in the shower. You know, when you're in the car, you're like coming through on them, do number 2 on them, and that's it.
Straight out the blue on them.
Yeah, you
Black
see?
and blue bruise on them.
You see, look at this. You see, I would have never went that far.
Yeah, we sorry to cut.
No, go.
No, go
So
ahead. Do your thing.
yeah, from there it just I ran into I always thought about making music, just decided not to. Did other things, MMA, sports, work. Met my boy Zerk through one of my other homies who actually corner Dominic Mateo. In case you guys want to see his fight footage, I was like his main corner man. That's my homie since middle school, early high school, something like that. He knows that I was listening to the Pokemon Cypher. I don't know if you guys have heard it. Shofu, 6 Seconds. Probably one of the greatest collections of music you'll ever hear. Even if you don't know Pokemon, it's just straight fire. But if you know Pokemon, it's 3 times as fire. And yeah, my boy Zerk was on the Smash Cypher with them. And I remember hearing him, but I didn't catch it until he mentioned it. And I went back. I'm like, oh, I know him. He introduced me to him. Zerk was like, I'm working on a project. I'm trying to find some local artists, this and that. And I was like, all right, cool. So we hung out. Went back to his crib to chill. And I remember this. It's like he was drunk. I was like, put a beat on. He put a beat on. I got through like half of his wall. It's like that big. Half of that full of pictures, like posters and prints, gaming, anime, things like that. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna send you some beats.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he's like, I'll send you something, just pick one. I'm like, all right, cool. Kept on through the whole night, from when he was drunk to when he sobered up, about 3 hours, on and off. Same reaction. I was like, all right, cool. And he even says it like on one of the shows we did. He's like, yo, so I kind of realized this man was like kind of the truth. I was like, I appreciate that. And yeah, one song became 2, 2 became 3, 3 became him running his show. And he's like, yo, if you drop music, I'll put you on. And I was like, bet, all right, cool. And then that transitioned to me putting my own music out. And he's like, all right, you want to do some cons? The goal is MagFest. And he was like, oh, you want to try to see if we can get to that? I'm like, all right, cool. I'll roll with it. And now it's like, you know, we're working on a joint project that we're almost done with, like recording, and we have to finish some things up.
Nice.
Yeah, I have songs with Jamar Rose. If people are into that scene, they'll know Jamar Rose is the truth. My boy Chris Craig, who's on 8 Gates, that's a little bro. My homie Rice Records, who's on that rock rap song. I have something coming up with this artist named Pinky. I don't know if you guys ever heard Pinky. Pinky's dope. She's like, was an idol, became a bubblegum rapper, and now she's going to like funk. She's from Cali.
Funk?
Yeah.
That sounds like something that a Cali person would do.
Yeah. she's cool though. And yeah, man, I mean, 9,000 streams later in less than 8 months. I mean, I think I'm doing something right. I always tell people I appreciate anybody listening. And, you know, I have a dude named Slick who's going to be at San Japan. I should be working with him soon. Should be working with Jamar some more. My boy Chris Craig, me and him are working on something already. We're probably going to have a joint thing. Yeah, I've seen
your YouTube, you know, to see if we can get some more like clips of you and stuff. You don't got no music video?
Nah, so I actually had a conversation with a homie about this, and I want to see if you guys think like, you know, like me on this. I think music videos are good if you have the following or have somebody who has the following for it. I think they're counterproductive to spend that much money when you don't have a following, especially in the genre that my music's at now.
Yeah,
where it's like I could probably pay less for a super dope AMV that somebody think, wow, that's freaking crazy, and the song's in the background, and then put it out. Now, with my boy Zerk, we're doing a project called Bizarre Adventure, kind of, you know, play off of JoJo.
Yeah, and
we probably will do a music video for one of the songs. But with that song, it's going to be kind of different. I don't want to reveal too much on.
No, you ain't got to.
I'll tell you guys after. But it's a completely different music video from what you've probably ever seen. And that's just because we stumbled upon, you know, some things that would work. So we might do it for that. And then I might, depending on who the artist is. But I think it's counterproductive for any artist if you don't have the following or have somebody with the following on the song, because at the end of the day, you're putting money, which you have to spend money to make money, but you're putting yourself in a negative, and you quite possibly won't touch a, you know, zero balance on that. Yeah. So that's why I think it's a little counterproductive for smaller guys. Now, if you have some kind of following, I think it's cool. I think it's dope as hell.